Grab your favorite spot because we're about to dive into world of fun with Wangare the storyteller as she tells us a story titled Adventure of the Mawingu.
Hello everybody, my name is Wangare the storyteller and today we are at the Kenya National Library Maktaba Kuu at Upper Hill right here in Nairobi. Now one thing about books and stories is that a story can be translated in many different languages. Yes, and today's story, actually, the book is a translation from another book that was in a different language. The original story was written in Spanish. The book was called Las Aventuras de Talacuito. Now, some amazing writers decided to do a translation in 3 different languages: in German, in English, and in Kiswahili. Isn't that amazing? And so you see, you can also use books when you are learning a new language. And in English, our book is The Adventures of Mawingu Bus, or in Kiswahili ukipenda, Vituko vya Basi la Mawingu. It is about a small bus that goes on an adventure. And I don't want to talk about it much. Please come along with me and we accompany the small bus on its adventure. Mawingu was a small blue bus that lived in Kisumu on the shores of Lake Victoria. After many years of traveling back and forth between Kisumu and the Kenyan border town of Migori to transport passengers, he lost his job. Because he became too small for the many people living in the big towns. Instead, he now sat bored in his garage surrounded by cats and spiders. One day, an adventurous herbalist, yes, a herbalist is someone who makes medicine from herbs or plants. An adventurous herbalist wanted to travel to Kakamega Forest in Western Kenya, discovered the small bus in the garage, and found it just right for his trip. He wanted to bring back medicinal plants from his trip to Kakamega Forest and plant them in a botanical garden in Migori. And once he found Mawingu's owner, he negotiated the price to be allowed to take Mawingu to Kakamega Forest. Mawingu was very happy when he heard that he could go on a journey again, just as he had done in his youth when he set off for the lake city of Kisumu. And so the herbalist boarded the bus and set off. After many hours of traveling, they finally arrived in Kakamega Forest. There were so many animals to see. The birds were singing, the parrots were chattering, and the monkeys were squeaking so excitedly that the herbalist's ears really hurt. However, Mawingu was really happy that he now had arrived in the forest, which he had never seen before. And as the herbalist had to walk around the forest looking for the herbs, he left Mawingu standing alone, accompanied by the monkeys and parrots. "What a beautiful color he has," said an old mama parrot. The cheeky monkeys watched the bus as if it was a strange animal. After the curious and playful monkeys had watched the bus long enough, they approached it. They climbed onto it, rocked it, and played with the smoke coming out of its exhaust pipes. One of them sat on the roof of the bus and ate bananas with relish. Mawingu probably didn't like it that much. And that's not all. The monkeys even took a seat on the bus. A little monkey honked its horn enthusiastically. Beep, 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 beep. Parrots sat on the exhaust pipes while butterflies danced to the spectacle. Suddenly, everyone fled, and a giant snake called Omieri, which means the dazzling one, is leaning curiously over Mawingu. She is known to the people of the village as a snake that likes colorful, beautiful, shiny things. And the blue bus with the red exhaust pipes that look like chimneys is beautiful. Mawingu is small, Omieri is big. Mawingu is in great danger. Omieri doesn't think twice and opens his mouth and swallows Mawingu down his throat. Can you see Mawingu in the giant snake? Poor Mawingu, squealed the monkeys. What do we do now? When the herbalist returns, he gets a big fright. But Omieri doesn't care at all. She has curled up comfortably and is taking a nap, while the victim can barely breathe, just barely, through Omieri's nostrils, from which black smoke is coming out. The herbalist knows an old woman who lives in a hut like those found in the forest. She is an experienced herbalist who uses herbs to solve all problems. He goes to her and tells her about his problem with the giant snake. When the herbalist woman hears about Omieri in the village, she immediately has an idea of how she can help Mawingu. The herbalist woman knows a herb that gives you severe hiccups if you inhale it. Do you know hiccups? Can you try to hiccup? Like, And so the herbalist woman makes a concoction from it, which is sure to attract Omieri with its scent. The herbalist is now even more frightened than before because he doesn't know what will happen when the snake inhales this concoction. And slowly, very carefully, the herbalist woman places the pot near the giant and returns to her hut. And the herbalist, accompanied by a monkey, has hidden behind a palm tree to observe what is going to happen. And Omieri, attracted by the scent of the herb, sneaks up and breathes in the wonderful fragrance. And then the hiccups begin. The hiccups don't stop. And suddenly, Mawingu starts to roll forward. Quick, Mawingu, quick, quick, so you can get to the front. Done. The little bus rolls out of the snake's mouth. The herbalist sees the whole event through a telescope, which he had fortunately kept in his rucksack when he set on his journey. Poor Omieri has such strong hiccups that she flees in great leaps and bounds. However, Mawingu has lost his horn inside the snake during the whole rescue operation, and we hear Omieri taking off, honking her horn. Pip, 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 pip. The people from the village now always know when the giant snake is meandering nearby. They quickly keep away their beautiful and shiny objects. And the herbalist is so relieved that he quickly runs to the rescued Mawingu. And now, Mawingu and the herbalist must travel to another region of the forest. The herbalist is still on the lookout for medicinal plants that he had not yet found here, given all the excitement. And the monkeys, the parrots, and the butterflies, as well as the herbalist's wife, bid them farewell. Everyone wants them to come back. The herbalist has to promise that he will never leave Mawingu alone again, so he won't get into more danger. And now that his horn is gone, he is accompanied by a parrot that has learned how to honk from Omieri. He sits on the front exhaust pipe and honks merrily to himself. Beep, 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 beep. Mawingu, take good care of yourself when you're traveling. Well, that is the story, The Adventures of Mawingu Bus. And you know what? You can still look for this book and read for yourself the story in Kiswahili. And if you know how to read German, you can read the story in German. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't language amazing? Well, I hope you've enjoyed the story because I definitely have. Until next time, from me it's Kwaheri.